Welcome back to Gamelyze. Some games launch with hype. These games launch with hate. But somehow they rose from the ashes and became icons. These are the 10 games that were supposed to fail. But somehow they ended up making history. Okay, let's dive into this madness. Number 10. Red Dead Redemption. Picture this. It's 2010 and everyone's obsessing over Grand Theft Auto. Then Rockstar drops a cowboy game and people are like, really? Cowboys? The gaming press called it GTA with horses and dismissed it as a desperate attempt to milk the open world formula. But here's what no one saw coming. This wasn't just another Rockstar sandbox. Red Dead Redemption crafted one of the most emotionally devastating stories in gaming history. The dying Wild West wasn't just a setting, it was a character mourning its own death. What makes it legendary? It proved that video games could tackle themes as heavy as any Oscar-winning film. The way it captured the melancholy of an era's end was pure poetry in pixels. When you play it, you'll feel like you are living through history's most beautiful goodbye. Every sunset feels like the last, every gunfight carries weight, and every choice echoes through a world that's already decided your fate. Why you have to play it? Because it's not just a game. It's a masterclass in interactive storytelling that'll leave you questioning what video games can actually achieve. Well, speaking of games that broke expectations, this next one literally broke at launch. Number 9. Bully. 2006, Rockstar announces a game called Bully, and the whole world loses its mind. Politicians called for bans, parent groups protested, and everyone assumed it to be Grand Theft Auto School Edition with kids beating up each other. Plot twist, Bully was actually the most wholesome Rockstar game ever made. It was about standing up to the actual bullies, helping nerds, and navigating the universal chaos of teenage life without a single drop of blood. What makes it legendary is how it captured something every single person can relate to. That feeling of being 15 and having your entire world be your school. It turned high school into an open world more engaging than most fantasy kingdoms. Playing Bully feels like reliving your teenage years, but with all the confidence you wish you had back then. You'll find yourself genuinely caring about passing chemistry class and asking someone to the dance. You'll have to play it because it proves that most ordinary setting can create the most extraordinary adventures. Plus, where else can you defeat bullies with a slingshot and still make it to the English class on time? But if you think school drama was intense, wait until you hear about this blood-sucking disaster. Number 8. Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines. 2004 was rough for Troika games. Bloodlines launched completely broken. Crashes, game-breaking bugs, and quests that literally couldn't be completed. Most reviewers couldn't even finish it to write proper reviews. But buried under those bugs was something magical. The most immersive vampire RPG ever created. The writing was so sharp that it could cut glass, and the atmosphere was thick enough to swim through. It became legendary because the community refused to let it die. 20 years later, fans are still creating patches, mods, and fixes. It's like the game itself became immortal, just like a vampire. When you play it now, you'll feel like you're part of a secret society, both in the game and in real life. Every conversation feels like it matters. Every choice has consequences that ripple through the supernatural underworld. You have to experience it, because it proves that a passionate community can resurrect even the most broken masterpiece. It's not just a game, it's a testament to the power of love and determination. From vampires to giant robot slicing, everything in sight. Number 7. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. When Kojima Productions announced they were making an action game instead of stealth, Metal Gear fans went ballistic. "This isn't Metal Gear," they screamed. Then Platinum Games took over and things got interesting. Here's the thing nobody expected. They made the most gloriously insane action game ever. Raiden went from Winnie Pretty Boy to Cyborg Ninja God who cuts through everything including his enemies' philosophical arguments. It's legendary because it threw out the Metal Gear playbook and created something completely new. Where else can you suplex a Metal Gear Ray and have the villain explain nano missions while you're slicing him into ribbons? Playing it feels like being plugged directly into an adrenaline foe. Every boss fight is like a heavy metal concert where you're both the guitarist and the pyrotechnics. You have to play it because sometimes the best sequels are the ones that completely ignore what made the originals work. It's pure, undiluted video game joy in its most ridiculous form. But what happens when a video game gets so weird that weird becomes wonderful? Number 6. Psychonauts. 2005. Tim Schafer's mind-bending platformer lands with critical acclaim and nobody buys it. It was too weird for mainstream audiences, too creative for its own good, and Double Fine nearly went bankrupt. But here's what made it special. Psychonauts turned mental health into the most creative playground ever designed. Each level was literally inside someone's mind, complete with their fears, dreams, and psychological baggage. It became legendary because it treated serious topics with both respect and humor. Plus, where else can you straighten out someone's emotional issues by platforming through their subconscious? When you play it, you'll feel like you're exploring the most intimate parts of human psychology. One minute you are in disco party inside someone's brain, the next you are helping them overcome childhood trauma through interpretive dance. You have to play it because it proves that video games can tackle any subject, even the scary stuff inside our own heads, and make it both meaningful and fun. Speaking of things that seemed wrong at first, Nintendo fans nearly rioted over this next one. Number 5. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. E3 2017. Ubisoft reveals Mario wielding guns alongside screaming rabbits in a tactical RPG. The internet's reaction? What the hell is this abomination? Nintendo fans treated it like someone had put pineapple on their childhood pizza. Plot twist, it was actually brilliant. The developers took XCOM's tactical depth and wrapped it in Nintendo's charm and somehow made Rabbids likable. The strategy was deep, the humor was genuine, and the music was absolutely stunning. It's legendary because it proved that the weirdest crossovers can create the most surprising magic. Who knew that Mario's universe was missing tactical combat and screaming rabbit creatures? Playing it feels like watching your favorite cartoon characters grow up and get PhDs in military strategy. You'll find yourself genuinely invested in whether Rabbid Peach can make that perfect flanking shot. You have to play it because it's living proof that sometimes the best ideas can sound completely insane until you actually try them. It's creativity at its most fearless. But if that seemed like an impossible transformation, this next game literally rose from the dead. Number 4. Doom 2016. After years of development hell, ID Software announces a new Doom game. Fans were skeptical, the last few games had been mediocre, and modern shooters were all about cover-based tactical gameplay. Could the granddaddy of shooters even survive in 2016? Holy hell, could it ever? Doom 2016 said, forget hiding behind cover, and made you feel like an unstoppable force of nature. Every demon you encountered became your personal stress ball. It's legendary because it remembered what made shooters fun in the first place. Pure, unadulterated speed and violence. The faster you moved, the more invisible you became. Standing still was literally death. Playing it feels like mainlining pure adrenaline while heavy metal plays in your bloodstream. You'll find yourself grinding like a maniac as you punch demons into paste at 60 miles per hour. You have to play it because it proved that sometimes going backward is the most revolutionary thing you can do. It's a masterclass in knowing exactly what you are and being the absolute best at it. But what about when a game doesn't change? It completely reinvents itself from the ground up. Number 3. Cyberpunk 2077. December 2020, the most anticipated game in years finally launches, and it's a complete disaster. Crashes on consoles, game-breaking bugs, missing features, and not to mention graphics that look like they were from 2010. Sony literally removed it from the PlayStation Store. The backlash was nuclear, refunds flying everywhere, death threats to developers, and CD Projekt Red's reputation was in ruins. This was supposed to be the next generation RPG that could change everything. Instead, it became gaming's biggest embarrassment. But here's what makes it legendary. They didn't give up. Update 2.2 and the Phantom Liberty expansion transformed Cyberpunk into the game it was always meant to be. The city came alive, the systems clicked together, and the Night City finally felt like a living, breathing world. When you play it now, you'll experience one of the most immersive sci-fi worlds ever created. The storytelling is immersive and phenomenal too. The characters are unforgettable, and every corner of Night City tells a story worth discovering. You have to play it because it's the proof that even the most catastrophic launches can be redeemed with enough dedication and hard work. It's not just a comeback story, it's a masterpiece that was worth the wait. If you think one game's comeback was impressive, this next one literally rewrote the rules of second chances. Number 2. Final Fantasy XIV. 2010. Final Fantasy XIV launches as one of the worst MMOs ever created. It was so broken that Square Enix stopped charging subscription fees out of pure embarrassment. Players were literally quitting faster than they could even sign up. Then Naoki Yoshida came in like a digital messiah and said, "We are gonna blow up the entire world and start over." And they literally did. They ended the original game with an apocalyptic cutscene and rebuilt everything from scratch. A Realm Reborn became legendary because it proved that no failure is too big to overcome with enough passion and dedication. It's now considered one of the best Final Fantasy stories ever told, and its community is absolutely incredible. When you play it now, you're not just experiencing a great MMO, you are witnessing one of the most dramatic redemption arcs in entertainment history. Every quest feels like it was crafted by people who genuinely care about your experience. You have to play it because it's a living proof that with enough heart, you can turn your biggest disaster into your greatest triumph. It's not just a game, it's an aspiration. And finally, the comeback story that defined an entire generation of gamers. Number 1. No Man's Sky. 2016, Hello Games promises infinite worlds, multiplayer adventures, and universe-spanning exploration. But what we got was, well, not that. The backlash was nuclear. Well, again, death threats, refund demands, and Sean Murray basically disappeared from the internet. But here's the thing about Hello Games. They never gave up. For 6 years straight, they've been quietly adding everything they promised and even more. Multiplayer, base building, underwater exploration, living ships, settlements, and the list goes on and on forever. It's legendary because it became the industry standard for how to handle a rocky launch. Instead of abandoning ship, they turned their disaster into gaming's greatest redemption story. Now it's the game they always promised it would be. When you play it today, you'll feel like an explorer discovering the universe for the first time. Every planet holds secrets, every star system offers new adventures, and every update feels like Christmas morning. You absolutely have to play it because it proves that persistence beats perfection every single time. It's not just a game about exploring space, it's about the courage to keep going when everything seems impossible. Well, these games prove something beautiful. What's your favorite gaming comeback story? Drop it in the comments, and I want to hear about the games that surprised you, the ones that came back swinging when nobody expected it. And hey, if you enjoyed this journey through gaming's greatest second chances, hit that subscribe button. Because trust me, we are just getting started with the stories that'll blow your mind.